We met in the fall of 1959 at the Lutheran Student Center. I was a football manager, and we had played a night game in Southern Cal, I think in October of '59, and we flew back all night, so I had not been to bed or anything, and I decided, well, I'd go to the Student Center because I always went there every Sunday, and I came in and sat down across from Sally. And I always felt that she caught me at a weak moment because I had not been asleep for over 24 hours. So that's how we met in 1959 at Ohio State on the Lutheran Student Center on 12th Avenue.
We were beginning our
senior year.
So we decided that we would get engaged and then we would be married after we graduated.
Not only is this our 50th year, but it's our 50th year since we graduated from college. I think we were downtown one night. We'd gone to Lazarus, and we were just talking around, and there was a jewelry store there. And I said, how about we go in and look at an engagement ring? And she said, okay. So
I wanted to pick it.
She wanted to pick it. So that's the way she is in everything. So
I like to pick it.
Yeah. We picked out the ring, and we were engaged. Yeah.
That very night at the Colonial Room at Lazarus.
Right.
He proposed.
Where they had a specialty called the hot fudge
nut ball.
So it was over that we got engaged.
Which remained a favorite item of ours for many, many years until Lazarus closed. I wore the same dress that my sister Barb wore in her wedding and my sister Mary wore in her wedding. I was the third to wear it, and so they altered it, and I wore that.
We were married in the Lutheran church in her town in Crestline. The pastor, Pastor Syme, his father had been our pastor back in Waynesburg and had confirmed me. So there was a little connection there.
My mother loved the limelight, and she looked very good. She did for her age, and she got along fine. I made all the decisions, but she went along with everything. Two of my sisters, Mary and Judy, were in the wedding, and Barb was supposed to be in the wedding, but she had just had a baby and just gotten home from the hospital and couldn't be in the wedding, so we had to get a substitute right away. Her name was Shirley Saxton, and Dick's cousin Carol Ann was in the wedding, and my roommate was the maid of honor, Marilyn Eberwein.
Her maid of honor
made the cake.
The
wedding cake. She made it for $5. I remember that. This was the ingredients, is all she charged.
My best man was my brother-in-law, Jack Deedy, Exencamper, and two friends from high school, Jerry Tope and David Miller, and then my brother David, and then a college friend, Lee Johansson. I had really wanted my old roommate for 2 years, Lenny Margoletta, to be my best man, but being Catholic, he could not get approval.
He wasn't allowed.
He wasn't allowed to be in the wedding party at that particular time, so I couldn't have him at all in my wedding.
We went to get a Christmas tree one time. Yeah. I was really out there, like
7.5 months.
And we said, no, we don't want that Christmas tree to fall off the top of the car. The guy says, it won't fall off.
He said,
he put rope through the windows up around the top and really tied it in there
around the post on your two doors, the front and the back, with thick rope. When we get home, we can't get out.
We couldn't get out of the car. He had tied us in.
And we have no knife, we have no scissors.
We could not do it. We couldn't get out.
Yeah.
We just sat there and
started to
laughed and laughed and laughed.
The renters that we rented from came home, and they're laughing too. We said, we're tied in. I can't get out. She sure can't get out the window. So they cut us out of the car. when we moved to Columbus, we decided you'd work a year and we would save all of your salary except for paying for the babysitter, and that's what we used as our first down payment on our home.
We were only married a year and a half when Pam
came. We moved back to Columbus. And then a little over 2 years later, Doug was born. A little over 2 years, then Beth was born. And then we thought we were done having children. And we were in a bridge group of 4 couples. And they all talked about, laughing about they were done having children. And then the one lady got pregnant. The next one got pregnant. And then
we got
pregnant with our last one, Pete, who I got to name. The other ones were
I got to name everybody else.
And I said that,
and he said, I want to name one of the kids.
Yeah.
So he named him Peter John Ross. I have 6 grandchildren. 3 belong to Pam and Mike, and 3 belong to Beth and Tom.
and there's 5 boys and 1 granddaughter.
I wanted Grammy. I told Pam when she had the twins, I want to be Grammy. I don't want to be Grandma. So that's how that came. And the twins just started calling him Papu. They couldn't say Grandpa, but they could say Papu when it stuck for all these years. So he's Papu.
Yeah. So I guess that's how they came up with the name. I never was really sure about that, how they did that.
But grandkids are a great joy. You can spoil them and give them back.
Yes, that's the big thing. You know they're not staying permanently.
Love them to pieces. And 2 cats.
Yes.
And Zoe is a dog. Pam and Mike have a dog named Zoe, a Jack Russell Terrier. And Beth and Tom have Katie.
Okay, which is a cross between a poodle and a schnauzer. And we had a schnauzer for 16 years, missing. It's interesting the history of why we had her. Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving week, you and Pam went out and came back with this little puppy.
We've named her Missy.
She really became a person. She really became part of the family.
I remember when we went down to Panama City, and we had this travel trailer that you pulled with the car, and we were all going to this tent up beside the trailer so we'd have plenty of room. Well, we drove all night, and so Joe and Dick went to bed as soon as we got there. So we asked some neighbors if they would help us put this tent up while they were sleeping, and they did. And when they woke up, they saw this tent.
It was as big as the trailer.
It was
and I'm
huge.
Looking at who put this tent so close to our trailer. And when they said, oh, they helped us. And I think it had a floor in it. You could have probably put 15 people in there. It was that big. We'd always go down and stay at Disney. In fact, I think that one year we stayed at the Contemporary. First night we checked in, we were the floor just before the top, which has a restaurant. And we suddenly heard all this noise. And we thought, oh no, they got a band playing or whatever it was. We thought we were going to hear this thing all night long. And here was the music that they put with the fireworks show that's done every night there at 9 o'clock.
We've learned to keep the peace. You have to give and take. And you can't get upset about every little thing. Get upset about major things, but not every little thing.
Right. And the best way to do it is give her 60% and I take 40. And it's worked out very well.